Okay, let's unpack this. We're diving into a stack of sources today, all focused on a trade that, well, quite literally keeps everything running smoothly. Plumbing.
Absolutely essential work. But the challenge isn't always the pipes, is it? It's finding the next job.
Exactly.
hmm
And that's why this deep dive is looking specifically at expert marketing for plumbers.
Yeah, our sources really highlight how it's not just, nice to have in today's world. It's crucial. And how the right approach can genuinely transform a business.
Right, because we saw this pattern in the material, didn't we? Lots of plumbers feel kind of stuck.
Totally. They're maybe relying heavily on word of mouth, which is great for trust, obviously, but
So it's not always steady or enough to grow.
exactly. Not predictable, not scalable. Or, they might have a website, but it just sort of sits there. It's not really pulling in leads.
And the whole online marketing world,
hmm
SEO, ads, social media, it feels like, well, a completely different language.
Yeah, overwhelming is the word that comes up, especially when you're busy, actually doing the plumbing, handling emergencies. The sources really reflect that feeling of being lost in the digital noise.
Right. So the mission here for this deep dive is to cut through that,
hmm
using these sources to figure out how strategic expert marketing helps plumbing businesses reliably get more qualified leads.
Book more jobs, build that strong online presence people see and trust.
Yeah, taking the guesswork out of finding customers. Because think about it, pipe bursts. Someone needs help now.
They grab their phone instantly.
And the question is, are you the one they find when they search?
And what's really interesting, a key thing from the sources, is how it needs to be an integrated approach. You can't just do a bit of this and a bit of that.
That makes sense. Customers find you in different ways online, right? So where do sources say to start with this integrated strategy?
They point straight at the online home base, the website. But not just, an online leaflet. The sources insist it has to work like a 204/7 salesperson.
A salesperson. How so?
Well, one source specifically mentioned mobile users needing help right away are a huge chunk of leads. So things like really obvious, easy to find, click to call buttons.
So people can just tap and call immediately.
Exactly, on every page. That's not just nice, it's mission critical according to their data. It's built for urgency.
Okay, so website ready to convert. Got it.
Hmm.
But how do people find it in the first place when they're searching in a panic?
Right, that's where SEO comes in, search engine optimization.
Getting found on Google and Bing.
Yeah, the sources really hammer home local SEO for plumbers. It's about boosting your organic visibility, the free listings, getting found when people search for plumbers in your town or your service area.
So like optimizing your Google business profile, things like that.
Exactly that. And getting local citations, using the right local keywords. It's more of a long game, building up that authority online in your community.
Okay, long game for organic. But you mentioned emergencies. People needing help now. SEO takes time, right?
Precisely. And that immediate need, that's where the sources point to pay-per-click. You pay to show up right away for those really specific high-intent searches like emergency plumber near me or drain cleaning your city.
So you capture them the second they search.
Exactly. One source even showed data on how fast someone clicks the top result in an emergency. PPC grabs that demand right when it happens, puts you right there when they're ready to call.
Now, here's something the material really stressed, and it feels huge for service businesses. Online reviews.
Oh, absolutely critical. Reputation management, actively asking for and managing reviews on Google, Yelp, places like that. The sources basically say it's non-negotiable.
Because people really read them?
Heavily. The sources show potential customers rely hugely on reviews before they even think about calling. Good reviews build instant trust.
And even how you handle bad reviews matters.
Definitely. Responding professionally shows you care about customer service. Your online rep is, well, it's your trustworthiness on display.
So if we connect all these dots,
Right.
the website, SEO, PPC, the reviews, what the sources are really arguing for is moving away from just random acts of marketing.
Totally. Stop the piecemeal stuff that gives inconsistent results. It's about a unified strategy.
Right.
The high-converting website is the center. SEO brings in organic traffic over time. PPC grabs the immediate jobs. And the reviews seal the deal by building trust. They'll work together,
Synergistically.
Yeah, and the sources suggest for busy plumbers, maybe partnering with an expert to manage all this, it frees you up.
Frees you up to do the actual plumbing, not wrestle with marketing analytics.
Exactly. Focus on what you do best.
So what this really boils down to for you, the listener, is that getting consistent leads isn't some dark art. It's about working smarter.
Implementing a proven, integrated digital strategy.
Yeah, so that when someone in your area has that leaky pipe or blocked drain,
Yeah.
your business is the one they find, the one they trust, and the one they end up calling.
Which leads us to, I think, an important final thought based on everything we've seen in the sources today. In this world where your next customer is almost certainly online, searching right now, often urgently, are you truly set up with a smart, integrated online strategy to make absolutely sure they find you at that exact moment they need your skills the most?